Pastor Melisizwe Monqo, his wife Siphosihle Pamba, and hitman Phumlani Qhusheka were convicted of the murder of Hlompho Mohapi. They trusted him with their souls, but little did they know he was plotting to take their lives. Behind the pulpit of a small-town church, a sinister plan was unfolding, a tale of greed, betrayal, and cold-blooded murder. Prepare yourself for the chilling story of Pastor Mel and his wife, a couple who turned faith into a weapon. Pastor Mel was no ordinary man of God. To his congregation, he was a beacon of hope, tirelessly spreading the gospel and offering spiritual guidance. But behind the guise of faith and compassion, he and his wife orchestrated a chilling scheme to prey on the most vulnerable members of their community. Their plan was as simple as it was sinister: exploit the trust of their congregation, take out life insurance policies on unsuspecting members, and then ensure they'd never live to file a claim themselves. This is the story of how a man, trusted as a shepherd of souls, became the mastermind of a diabolical scam that left a trail of shattered lives in its wake. From King Williamstown to George, Pastor Mel built a reputation as a man of deep faith. His sermons were inspiring, his outreach relentless, and his compassion seemed endless. His church became a sanctuary for the lost, the broken, and the hopeful. Yet behind the scenes, Mel was anything but compassionate. His true focus wasn't on saving souls, it was on exploiting them. His church wasn't a place of salvation, it was a hunting ground. With every handshake, every prayer, and every word of comfort, Mel was identifying his next victim. Mel's wife, a loyal accomplice, played an integral role in the scheme. Together, they targeted women in the congregation, single mothers, widows, and the unemployed, people who trusted them implicitly and would never suspect the couple's intentions. The process was methodical. Using their positions of trust, they gathered personal information from their victims, often under the guise of offering help or guidance. With this information, they took out life insurance policies without the victim's knowledge. But Mel wasn't content to wait for fate to intervene. To ensure the payouts, he and his accomplices turned to murder. The pastor and his wife, along with a loyal henchman, plotted and executed a series of calculated killings, ensuring the policies paid off in full. One of their victims was Sho, a 25-year-old mother of two. Unemployed and struggling to make ends meet, Sho was desperate for a better life for her children. When Pastor Mel approached her with the promise of a job interview at George Airport, she thought her prayers had been answered. On the day of the interview, Sho dressed in her best clothes, filled with hope and excitement. She was accompanied by her brother and boyfriend, who wanted to ensure her safety. When Pastor Mel's car arrived, she hugged her children goodbye, never suspecting it would be for the last time. Sho climbed into the car, her dreams of a brighter future overriding any lingering doubts. But as the vehicle sped away, the atmosphere quickly changed. In the back seat, Mel's accomplice, his cousin, prepared to carry out their gruesome plan. Hours later, Sho's lifeless body was discovered by a fisherman on the side of a gravel road. She had been stabbed multiple times, a brutal act of betrayal by the man she trusted as her spiritual leader. The discovery of Sho's body triggered an intense police investigation. Authorities quickly identified Pastor Mel and his cousin as persons of interest. What they uncovered was far worse than anyone could have imagined. Through phone records, financial transactions, and witness testimonies, investigators pieced together the chilling details of Mel's scheme. Recorded calls revealed how Mel's wife had impersonated victims to set up insurance policies, The couple had targeted multiple victims, taking out policies worth millions of rands without their knowledge. Qhusheka wasn't the only victim. Evidence revealed that Mel had taken out policies on several congregation members, including the mother of his child. Each policy was meticulously planned, with false information provided to insurance companies and the victims completely unaware of their fates. The case eventually went to trial at the George Circuit High Court. The evidence presented was overwhelming. Prosecutors painted a horrifying picture of greed, manipulation, and premeditated murder. Witnesses described how Mel used his position of power to prey on the vulnerable. They recounted stories of women who trusted him, only to become pawns in his deadly game. Audio recordings, forged documents, and financial records sealed his fate. Pastor Mel was sentenced to life imprisonment, with additional years added for his other crimes. His wife received a 20-year sentence, and their accomplice was handed a life sentence plus 63 years. Justice was served, but the scars left on the victims' families would never fully heal. This story is a haunting reminder of how trust can be twisted into a weapon. Pastor Mel used his charisma and faith to manipulate and destroy lives, proving that even the most trusted faces can hide unimaginable evil. As we reflect on this chilling tale, let it serve as a warning to always question, to remain vigilant, and to remember that appearances can be deceiving. Not all shepherds protect their flock. Some are wolves in disguise. This story is a haunting reminder that even the most trusted faces can hide unimaginable evil. Always question, always stay vigilant, because betrayal often lurks where we least expect it.